welcome to Cooking at Home with me, Miss Ashley. I'm inside my kitchen. In fact, I've been stuck inside all day today because it is a sweltering 96 degrees outside. We are experiencing a heat wave this weekend, and so I thought I would share a recipe with you that is very kid-friendly, really adaptable, chock full of fruits and veggies, and cold. What is it, you ask? It's fruit and veggie rainbow popsicles. It's still only the first half of July, which means that in Southern California, we have quite a few weeks left of hot weather. Many of us are stuck inside. We can't go to the usual fun places in the summer like the beach or community pools to cool off. So I'm going to show you a great way not only to cool off, but to have fun with your kiddos at home. This recipe is infinitely adaptable. You can fill your popsicles with any combination of fruits and vegetables that you or your children like. And the best part is that it's yet another easy activity that you can do together as a family that introduces your children to various beginning concepts, shapes, colors, textures, tastes, and also is an opportunity to introduce them to a whole bunch of new vocabulary. It's tactile and hands-on learning, which is really great for little learners. So why don't we get started? All you're going to need for this really easy activity is any combination of fruits and vegetables that you like, some kind of liquid, either juice, or you can use coconut water, or even just water if you don't have any juice. You're going to need a blender of some kind, or you can use a Cuisinart. You can also use one of those handheld immersion blenders. And finally, you're going to need some kind of a popsicle mold. I got mine off the internet. It was very inexpensive and it makes this process a breeze. But if you don't have one, that's okay. You can use cups and popsicle sticks instead. I find that those smaller Dixie cups that are kind of waxy on the outside, those work really well because you just stick the popsicle stick into the liquid, put it in your freezer, and they pop out pretty easily. I had so much fun picking out fruits and veggies for this project, and I love finding recipes like this one where my kids can eat the rainbow. I recommend having your kids come up with all the different produce items that are the various colors and letting them be in charge of putting all the fruits together in different combinations. First things first, the rules of the kitchen are you gotta wash your hands really well with soap and water, and if you're a child, it's best to keep an adult near you at all times. Although, parents, I know many of us are very risk averse and are fearful of letting our, especially younger children, use knives and scissors and things like that where they might injure themselves. This, however, is a really great opportunity to give them a little bit of practice with these skills, and it's especially great because they're learning how to do it under your supervision. So I recommend perhaps giving it a try if you feel comfortable. I apologize for not having exact measurements. I'm improvising a little bit as I go, which I know is not ideal if you're trying to teach other people how to do things, but it's really very simple. I'm just gonna eyeball it and put in fruit and then just enough liquid to make sure that the blender doesn't get stuck, especially this is a problem if you're using frozen fruits. You're going to put just enough liquid maybe to cover it and to get it going and fully blended, so that it'll pour easily into the mold. First layer is red. I used fresh strawberries, raspberries, and a few slices of beet. Fresh, frozen, or even canned produce works just fine for this project, whatever you guys have. So in go, let's put some strawberries. Okay, and I'm gonna put some raspberries. Try not to eat them before they end up in the blender. And then my secret ingredient, beets, sliced beets. I got these out of a can. You and your family may already be a fan of roasted beets, and you may have some fresh, but the, flying beets. The canned kind works just as well. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a couple slices of beets, and I'm gonna take my juice, right in there, and I'm going to pour in just enough to really get this stuff liquefied. So let's start with that. We can always add more fruit or more juice depending on whether or not we need it. And here we go. I'm gonna pulse it a couple times. And then I'm gonna just turn it on low at first, and higher, and higher. Right? Turned it off. Let's see. Looks more orange than red. I'm gonna add a few more raspberries, see if that helps change the color. There we go. What I'm gonna do is a little quality control. I'm going to taste this just to make sure that it's sweet enough. Berries, whether they're in season or not, or any fruits and vegetables for that matter, may vary in sweetness, and so your kids may be fine with less sweet popsicles. Maybe your kids aren't, so I'm just gonna taste this to see if I think my kids will like it. Yes, tart, sweet, but definitely like fruity without being artificial. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour a little bit into each mold. The red, being the first color of the rainbow, is gonna be at the very top of the popsicle. So you don't wanna overfill these because you wanna make sure that you have enough space for the other juices / colors in your rainbow pops.
When filling these up, I realized that I probably only used about maybe 2/3 of a cup of liquid. Definitely not even a full cup, but whatever leftovers you have, you can actually pour into empty ice cube trays and freeze them, and then keep them in your freezer and use them for smoothies.
So this rainbow is gonna be very heavy on the red, but that's okay. Who doesn't like red? The more red, the better.
Like I said before, popsicle molds that you can purchase really make this project a breeze. Mine came with popsicle sticks and even little plastic wrappers that you can wrap your finished popsicles in. But again, if you don't have it, just use those little paper Dixie cups and popsicle sticks, and that'll work just fine as well.
And that's it. What we're gonna do is I'm going to put this first layer in to the freezer right now and leave it in for quite a while before touching it, because I want the first layer in particular to be very firm so that the popsicle sticks stay inside when I take the lid off and add the other layers. You can make this and make it an all-day process if you want for each layer, waiting for each layer to freeze, or you can make it just sort of like a kaleidoscope of colors and not wait for everything to freeze together. It just depends on how much time you have, how much patience your little ones have, and you know, how many layers you got. So I'm gonna throw it in and we'll see what happens.
Next layer is orange. I used frozen mango, fresh strawberry, some partially steamed carrot just to make it a little bit soft and didn't turn the liquid mixture gritty, and some yellow nectarine as well. For the yellow layer, I used canned pineapple, some frozen sliced banana, and some coconut milk. The yellow layer was not as vibrant as I would have liked it to be. I think that lemonade might have been a better choice if bright colors are what you're going for, but that's okay. It'll taste good, and also you can play around with the fruits and vegetables while you're waiting for things to freeze up in the freezer. Green might be my favorite layer. What I did basically is I made twice as much yellow, and then with the leftover yellow layer, after I'd already poured it into the popsicle molds, I added some baby spinach and some sliced kiwi. And for any of you who are not green smoothie enthusiasts and are a little weirded out by the idea of spinach in your popsicle, you really can't taste it. The banana and the pineapple are really the dominant flavors in this layer. And the last layer is purple. We had to skip blue because there aren't too many blue fruits and vegetables that I could come up with. And for this layer, I used frozen blueberries, a little bit of banana as a base just to add sweetness in case the berries aren't very sweet, and some fresh strawberries. If after adding all of your layers, the top of your popsicle tray looks a complete mess, I am here to tell you that you are doing it right. As another aside, instead of waiting for each layer to freeze to make the next layer in the blender, I just went ahead and made all the layers one right after the other, transferred them to little cups or bowls and put them in the fridge so that I didn't have to wait to clean up, at midnight when everything was finally frozen. So you can do that too, or you can just wait and make it as long of a project as you like.
Thanks everybody for joining me today for this cooking at home program. I hope everybody's managing to keep cool in the high heat. We've got a lot of fun stuff ahead of us this week. We've got Miss Jenny's mini story time on Wednesday and her STEM at home program on Thursday. And then I will be doing the Zoom story time on Friday. So if you haven't yet signed up for the Zoom story time, go ahead and do so through our website. And I hope everybody has a good day. Enjoy your popsicles. I know I will.